Let's try to understand another cloud design pattern, and that is called anti-corruption layer pattern. So this design pattern is kind of 90% or 95% similar to adapter design pattern, if you have heard about it, or the facade layer. So why it is called anti-corruption layer pattern than the adapter pattern? As we all know that in case of adapter pattern, you have two microservices. They have altogether different semantics and they cannot talk to each other directly. So to make both them talk to each other and modify data according to them, you need another service which is called adapter. So suppose this is sending data A, B, C, and D, and this accept data in A, B, C, and D. So they cannot talk to each other. So this adapter pattern will take this data and this it will transform it into A, B, C, D, and then it will send back to the another service. So this is called adapter pattern. Now why this is called anti-corruption layer pattern? In a cloud designs, what happens is that if you are writing a new microservice, then this microservice will get interacted with other microservices as well. And in those cases, what will happen is that there might be the chance that one of the services are legacy pattern or legacy services, which you cannot modify, and they have their own. Suppose if you are on JSON, then there might be the chance that they are still on SOAP. So you cannot directly interact with them. So for these cases, what will happen is that either you write some of the corrupt code in your new microservices. Corrupt means the old design pattern code to support them. Or what you do is you write another service which will transform this data and it will give back to you, and your code in the new microservice will not get corrupted. That's why it is called anti-corruption layer pattern. It stops corruption in your new microservices. So now let's try to understand the context and problem for this. We have already understood. Now let's try to find out the solution for this. Solution is you will be having one microservice which will be doing persistence of the data. Then there will be another system which you are building, a newly system which will be doing several other things as well. Between these, there will be lying a anti-corruption layer pattern which will be transforming data whenever it is coming from this or whenever it's coming from system B. Now comes, let's try to understand what all the issues and what all the considerations we should keep in mind while designing this service. So one of the issues will be there will be latency added because you are adding a new service in between two. So obviously you are adding one new hop, and with hop what will happen is that latency will get added, and you will also get that you will have one more service to manage just to transform the data. Now comes the part is when to use this. So what will happen is that if you have one very important legacy service is running and you have to maintain it and there is no other chance, so you should go for anti-corruption layer design pattern. And another thing is that if their two systems have altogether different semantics and there is no other way that you can go ahead and make a kind of compromise between two services, then also you need this service to run.